Hello and welcome to Kelly Loves K-Pop. I'm Kelly. I'm back with another personality reading today. Today we're doing a reading on Yangyang from WayV and NCT. Again, this is brought by a lovely donator, Vanessa. Thank you again so much. I really appreciate your support. Honestly, there's just not enough words for me to thank you. And I hope you're having a lovely day. So I'll go ahead and get on your reading. If anyone else wants to see their readings, jump to the front of my request line. That's about 100 plus strong right now. I have a Ko-fi page linked in the description for donations, and your readings will get VIP treatment. They'll get pushed to the front. So paid readings will always take priority on this channel, but any free requests, you know, it's first come, first serve. You will still get your reading, so don't worry about that. As always, all my readings are for entertainment purposes only. All events and happenings are alleged. Everything's based on my personal opinions. I'm not affiliated with anyone, any idols, or any companies. With that said, I'm going to get into the personality reading now. This is the Kim Krantz Wild Unknown Archetypes deck, I believe it's called. I have to look at the box again. Yep, Wild Unknown Archetypes. I use this or my Caroline Miss archetype cards to do personality readings. So this is more of an oracle reading. And then afterwards I always do like a career or current energies style reading. Vanessa has requested a career reading, so that's what we're going to do after this with my Moonchild oracle, or my Moonchild tarot cards. There we go. All right, let me see. This deck does take a little bit of finesse to shuffle up, so I'm trying to do that really good here. All right. So let's see, Yangyang. Oh, did one flip over though? Okay. Guess we got some that flipped over. Usually I do a 6-card pull for the style reading. Today we're going to do an 8-card pull since this is a paid reading. Vanessa is a donator, so. Okay. If you hear noises, it is very windy and rainy outside today. I'm in front of my window and like some of my plant pots and wall hangings outside are going crazy. So I apologize for any of the background noise. Okay, so let's see here. This is a very interesting spread. Okay, so the thread. This I read this one as kind of like a bridge. Like usually this means to me that they're a person with a lot of interest, and sometimes those interests are I want to say sometimes considered a little bit taboo or forward thinking or progressive. So it's like they're connected to society, but they're kind of just slightly outside of the normal way of thinking. Sometimes I get this card a lot too with like foreign members where they feel like a bridge between multiple cultures. So that's kind of what I'm getting for this. So like he kind of feels like he's bringing something different to society or to his vocation, you know, to his job here. The ocean. This means to me like he is a really like deep thinker, someone who likes to sit, ponder, you know, someone maybe, I don't want to say he's bookish, but likes to have like really like kind of deep conversations with people. Definitely, you know, has curiosity, a very vast curiosity about the world. And probably a traveler too. I kind of get that vibe. And someone that enjoys travel, not just it is well traveled as we know, but someone who actually really enjoys traveling too. The heart. This is someone who really loves being in love. Someone who loves holding their family and friends really, really close to them. And as you see, like, they're on their little boat. I mean, I know it's supposed to be like a romantic endeavor, but for me, this also means, like, again, he's a person that travels a lot. So, like, the people that are close to him, he considers extremely precious. The nectar. This is about people being really attracted to him. I think he has a very charismatic personality. Like, they're just drawn to him like bees do a flower, you know? I think he has a natural charisma and well-spokenness about him, probably because he does spend a lot of time like really like thinking, and I'm sure he uses a lot of that to you know, understand what's the best approach with dealing with different personality types, because he probably has a lot more understanding of different styles and different cultures. He also understands a lot of different personality types. So I think he's really good with people. He's a people person. He's a people pleaser. And again, like, he likes having like people around him. The ring. This is like cycles. I think he likes routines. Again, maybe because he feels like in the situation he's in, he doesn't get to like, I want to say he doesn't get to collect a lot of things. He probably has to share a lot of, excuse me, he probably has to share a lot of his space with the other boys in the dorm. And, you know, if he's traveling a lot, you don't like to have like a lot of possessions. You don't like to, you have to be able to pick up and move pretty frequently and easily. So, I think he doesn't have a lot of, material possessions, right? So he's constantly like, I don't know, like, he has to constantly be able to get up and go and get up and go and get up and go for his job. And he's just, he hasn't been able to settle, you know what I mean? Like, I get that feeling like over and over. It's like he hasn't been able to land yet, and he's just kind of into that routine. Like, the routines he has are his sense of like stability, you know? If he has the morning ritual where he gets up and he has a cup of tea and he takes his vitamins and he looks out the window or whatever, like, that morning ritual can be like, this is just an example, I don't know, I'm not saying he honestly does that. I'm just saying that he may have a ritual where those are important to him, because those are the things like that ground him, right? So he may be a person who wakes up exactly 5 a.m. every day, goes to bed at, you know, well, probably doesn't get to go to bed. He's an idol, let's be real. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, he has certain routines he like probably has to do every day to feel grounded. The Destroyer. This is about like being able to let go of things that don't really serve you or push you forward. So I do think, like I said, in the ring is a cycle, but also like an ability to like kind of be free and travel the way he does. So like, yeah, Destroyer is like, you have to be very sensible in the things you do collect. And this also goes with people too. Even though he does like to collect a lot of friends, he probably does have a very large friend group. He's not the type to just hang on to people that are negative or energy vampires. I don't know if he's naturally intuitive in that way, but I do think probably once you show him who you are, he will be like, okay, then bye. I don't have time for you. And same with material possessions. I think unless they're very practical, he's kind of not. I'll be really surprised if he's like a closer or a shoe horse. I think he's probably more like, I will spend extra money to have a very nice pair than spend money on like collecting those things. The box. Okay, yeah, again, we've talked about how he may be someone who feels a little outside of society sometimes, or like culturally open-minded more. But this is about kind of using those things to expand a structure you're in. So again, I think I got this with Johnny as well, where it's like you're trying to change the system from working inside of it, right? Like, I think he likes the business, he likes what he does, but he understands there's like changes that need to be made, and he's gonna work to like try to bring some of those changes in. It would be really interesting if he did work with Johnny to do some of this stuff, if it's connected in some way. But yeah, I think he understands there's a lot of changes to be made. I think he'll be one that is gonna fight for like idol rights, whether we hear about it or not. I think he's one to look out for other people, and especially those people that are kind of on the fringes, right? In the comic, I love I love this one. He's a funny guy. I think he is one of those people that's kind of a mood maker that comes in and lightens the room. Again, he has like this, I think, natural charisma to him. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's kind of wild and funny for the sake of just like making everyone feel a little bit better. But again, with the comic, you use comedy to like hide and mask your own feelings, to take the attention almost away from you. So he may have some issues with self-esteem, you know, when he's feeling particularly cast aside or isolated. He may go and like crack jokes and make, almost probably make himself the butt of jokes, just so like he can express those feelings, but not in a combative way, you know. And you know what I mean? People can make a joke out of some things to bring the topic up without making it too heavy. I think he's one of those people. So that's what I have for Yangyang's personality reading. I'm going to go ahead and get the tarot cards ready now, and we'll see how his career is looking. Alright, Yangyang. Whoa. Let me shuffle first before you're just throwing cards out there. Let's see how our boy Yangyang is going to fare in the future with his career. Oh. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What the? If you're wondering, I'm not saying this because anything's bad. I'm saying this because whatever he's going through, he's got so many major arcana. So many. I'm like, you watched me shuffle this deck. Oh my goodness. Okay, I mean, I've never done a reading before with this many major arcana in it. Okay. And even some of the very special cards that come out here that are specific to this deck only. But okay. Wow. So a lot of major arcana is outside forces. Like, a lot of this is not decisions of his own. This is him being affected by outside things and people and life journeys. I can tell you right now, he's going to have a very tumultuous career. Big highs, big lows. Okay. Wow. Okay. So, High Priestess. Again, we had that Ocean card in his personality reading. So this is about he wants to see things through to the very end. He wants to kind of learn everything there is to learn. And connect with things like to the spiritual level. This is about like elevating yourself to the highest point. So I do think he may transition. This Death card is a transition card, and he may be forced to. There may be events that force this on him later. To take a new avenue, and I think it's going to be one where he's at the top of the ladder, right? He's up at the top. I don't know if it'll be his company or he's running it for someone, that kind of thing, or he's a leader of a group that he's in charge of. You know, if he has his own unit, down the line. But yeah, he will be transitioned into something new and different, that will do very, very well for a time, but then it will fall, right? Through circumstances not of his own. So, right, so he may survive the downfall of whatever project that this is, but it will be the ending of the said project down the line. So again, these are major arcana. This is like long-term life things. So I don't think this is going to happen right away. This may even be 10 years down the line, but these are when the big changes are going to happen for him. He's going to definitely move all the way up. Like, this is like a student who has become the high priestess, right? This is someone who's studied something until you've reached the end of it. So either it could mean too, whatever he's studying in school, he will transition into that once he graduates. That's another kind of option for this. So something to that nature, either a new group he will be in charge of, or once he graduates and he pursues that career, he's going to transition more into it. But it will have an end. Something is going to bring it down. Sometimes it's like you start a business, it could, like I said, it's no fault of its own. So it could be like it starts a business and then that business just dries up. There's no longer a need for that service. It doesn't always have to be like some kind of grand scandal. It could just be that the market's not there anymore. Divine Wisdom and Moonchild are in the reverse. So I feel like whatever this Tower moment is, it could be because he has a nature to want to see things through so much. He might have had some kind of information that to warn him that it was coming and he just couldn't give it up. You know, like, I don't want to say he's too proud, but he just may be a little too stubborn to whatever this was that he started to leave. It's like, you got divine wisdom. Moonchild is like almost like even your gut told you this, right? You saw the signs and you chose not to listen to them. Is kind of what this other one is telling me. Wheel of Fortune is kind of like, to me, is like destiny, fate. You know, so upright would be like luck, destiny, like you're being favored, but reverse is like fate, like this was just meant to happen and there was like nothing you can do about it. But it is also another cyclical card, so it's like kind of the possibility that like, yeah, this kind of didn't go the way that you wanted, but it will push him into a different direction, like another door will open. So the Five of Swords, this is kind of like, again, this is like a stubbornness. This is like my, like, kind of, you did it, but at what cost? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it was he was doing this he didn't want to jump ship, like a captain goes down with the ship kind of feeling. It's like, okay, well, you went down with the ship, but maybe you could have saved something. Maybe that wasn't the right move this time. Is kind of what the Five of Swords tells me. And also it's a sword card, so it could be that's not even public, that's not even like a thing. That could be like his own like self-sabotaging kind of negative thoughts afterwards. Like, hindsight's always 20/20, so this could be like almost like him beating himself up over it. And then the Queen of Wands means kind of an end to like creative endeavors. So in the future, whenever after this happens, it may be the end of like his public creative musical kind of career after that. You know, either, you know, because he just has aged out, or he's tired of industry and he just wants to live a more peaceful, kind of quiet life after he's learned these lessons. But like, again, these are very far in the future. I don't see this happening, like, again, probably for another 10 years. So, I think we're getting a reading like this because the trajectory he's on right now is a very steady, slow going one, and he has to get to the top of whatever it is that he's pursuing. So he's got time, you know, but it's kind of one of those things too, like once you reach the top of something, there's nowhere kind of else to go but slowly down. So but yeah, once he transitions out, kind of out of what he's in now, when he decides to pursue other avenues or a new unit or something like that, that's when we'll see this happen. So he kind of just needs to be very careful about what businesses he chooses to get into, but at the same time, he may not have, you know, initial warning, because initially it's going to do very well. Initially everything's going to look great, but like I said, that some unforeseen circumstance, you know, just like the pandemic happened, and like kind of a lot of businesses have unfortunately like died because people are in lockdown, people can't go out and support them, and it could be another situation like that, or whatever he was doing, that business just can't survive at that point in time anymore. So again, I'm not specifically sure like on what kind of business it will be, but after this happens, it will kind of be the end of his music career. So that's what I'm seeing, or maybe not even just music, but more of a creative endeavors. So that's what I have. Let me just see. I don't know if I have what I can see with the oracle cards. Kind of make sure I give you everything I can give you here. Can you tell us anything about the business he'll be pursuing in this time? What kind of business? Again, we saw that it would be successful. Abundance, achievement, ceremony. Abundance, achievement, ceremony. It's a kind of event. The kind of events, we have like awards for achievement. Yeah, I get it. I don't know, something tells me about that it still could be like around like television, or something that's still very celebrated by the public, that's viewed very highly. And then we have Sleeping Guide here, which is like the advice that when this tower moment happens, he needs to understand. He needs to not fight it. He needs to just go with it. He needs to take it as a sign, to put a pause maybe, instead of trying to force his way through it. You know, like almost like where you can cut your losses so you're not so dramatically affected by what's going to happen. But yeah, it's like this is a very luxurious kind of, like I said, something that's held really in high esteem, something that is looked up highly upon, that's very celebrated. Again, it could be, like I said, a group, but it's somehow more than that. I don't know how to explain it. It's somehow more than just a group. It's like a business based around it. So I'm not sure, but it is something that's, like I said, treated very highly by society. So it's like he has a nice, high, good reputation. But he just needs to watch the signs. When this tower happens, he needs to evacuate, not try to stay be the last one in the building. You know what I mean? Like he needs to listen, and he'll be able to avert this whole second row, if he sees the signs, which is entirely possible. Right now, this is just the current trajectory. He's got a long time to learn and grow and change as a person to do what he needs to do. So hopefully he does. Again, thank you, Vanessa. I really appreciate your support, and I hope you're having a lovely day. As always, please, everyone, take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.